Maybe. Are you in?
It says there's one live chatter and there's no video.
If you're in with me, let me know. Say hi. Oh, it's live now. Refresh it. Okay. I think that'll work better now.
There we go.
Oh.
It's me and you.
Huh?
It's me and you.
Yeah. Huh?
I really want that lemons.
Well, come get it, sweetheart.
We have no sauce.
Michael, take this to your mother. Please, and thank you.
Can you go live stream?
Yeah, I'm live streaming.
Really? You had to cut it?
Stuck the knife in.
You stick a knife in you.
Uh-huh. It's not showing anybody.
I ain't kidding it. I know two families live right now.
Why are they live?
Drama in Ohio is what they said. I'll have to look at it again.
Oh, they're not live.
They were 7 hours ago, sorry.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say. I don't see them live.
Notifications of anybody being live. Everybody could be getting ready for the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but it's not till tomorrow.
Yeah, but they got a lot of cooking to do. Oh, this bulb's down forward.
Why'd you do that?
I didn't mean to.
Put a hole in the bowl.
I didn't mean to.
You had to go through that bowl with some force.
I'm trying to cut a damn lemon into an itty bitty bowl with a big ass knife. What do you expect?
Oh.
So don't even go there with me, boy.
Okay, now it shows I have two.
Yeah, I accidentally hit the wrong button. It got X'd out.
Oh, now I've got three.
Maybe not. No, Timothy.
Hi, Timothy. Man, I'm just doing something really easy. Basically a frozen burrito casserole. I mean, I'll tell you here in a minute why. It's just Let me get this. Just putting cooking spray in my dish, and I'm taking a bunch of frozen burritos because I don't feel like cooking anything difficult tonight. Let me get these in the oven, and I'll explain what's going on and why I'm having a really simple dinner. How have you been? And this is a good thing you can do if you got a bunch of these left over in the freezer and you need to get them eaten. Perfect way to get them eaten. Well, I got 2 more to open, and I will toss this in the oven and tell you how things have been going. I mean, it's not necessarily like a bad thing. It's just, I mean, things aren't going bad. Things are actually going really good. He's cooked for about a half an hour. So, little over half an hour. So, I haven't been live the past few days because we have been so busy that it's difficult to be able to do a live stream and still be able to have the time to be able to do the things we need to do. So I've just been doing the things we need to do. We got our van running. I got the new radiator put in, and everything worked good. Everything works good, but I'm having a slight issue. There is a hose I didn't know until we encountered the issue that goes to the power steering that has a hole in it. And it's not a very big hole, but it's enough to leak out power steering fluid pretty bad. And any hydraulic fluid will work in a power steering pump. And they've been using bar and chain oil, which is for chainsaws. It's a hydraulic fluid, and it's a lot thicker, so it wasn't pouring out as much. Well, I'm going to replace the hose. I could use bar and chain oil and work with it for the next, however long it lasts. But I just want to be on the safe side. I want to be able to drive the thing without having to worry about, putting more power steering fluid in it over and over again. But the hose is a pain in the ass to get to. So I have to wait for the friend of mine that sold me the car to be able to let me use a couple tools of his to be able to actually get it fixed. He feels really bad. I mean, he feels shitty. He didn't know it was going to be like that. But hey, I mean, we can't beat a van for, after buying the radiator and everything, $600, $650, and we can't beat it. And it's a good running van, so. So who else is in here with me? I see Timothy. I know my precious Ashley is in here. Who else we got?
No, not because I didn't show her notifications that you're on.
Oh. Well, tell her I'm on. Tell her to go to my channel. So that's been what's been going on the minor side of things, or the minus, side. Give me just a second. You're not smoking right now. On the plus side, me and Ashley went out to dinner last night. First time we've actually been out to eat since her surgery. We've been kind of dreading going out because we've heard horror stories about people who have had the surgery, and they sit there and sit there and sit there trying to figure out what they want, because there's very little that a lot of them can get down. Ashley can get down a lot compared to most at this stage.
Which is not good.
What?
Which is not good.
Which isn't. I mean, but she's losing weight like crazy, so it's not that big a deal. She's just able to tolerate more. We went out and we went to Applebee's, and they have the all-you-can-eat riblets, shrimp, and chicken. Our waitress was able to, or let us get only one order of the all-you-can-eat and kind of share it. She ended up eating one riblet and 5 pieces of shrimp, and she was done. So it wasn't worth it. The waitress thought it wasn't worth it, so she only, which was a good thing. She's a cheap date now, so I mean.
Love you too, honey.
Is Monica in my? Yeah. Tell her to go in as Lemon, so she can get me on there. It's probably why she didn't get the notification.
I should start to look you up as soon as that you're not live.
I'm live. Says I got 5 people in here.
Mm-hmm.
There you are, Monica. Yeah, you found me. You need to come in as Lemon. That way you can get me on that name. I've just been explaining to Timothy and whoever else is in here why I haven't been live for the past few days.
This one went bad.
YouTube screwed up today. Well, about Ashley and I's date last night. We were totally surprised. We got the van running. First time we had been able to actually go out to eat. We ordered DoorDash and Uber Eats and stuff of our own accord. And our 11-year-old son, who eats anything and everything you put in front of him and loves food, we told him we were going to go to the store and go out to eat. He didn't want to go. He did not want to go for some reason. So we turned it into kind of a date night. And that ended up kind of being a little screwy with the van issue. But we've been getting ready for this baby. And it's been a trip. We have so much stuff now. We were going to go this morning until I had issues with the power steering pump. We were going to go and pick up a bunch of different things this morning. And one of them was the crib and changing table. Hi, Adventure Demo Don. How are you? Thanks for joining my live stream. I'm just kind of doing a rant right now. Just kind of a through my day type thing. Usually I'm cooking and all kinds of other stuff. But tonight it's been such a busy day today that, or for me, that I don't want to really cook much. So I'm making a frozen burrito casserole, which is basically a bunch of frozen burritos in a casserole dish, and I'm going to toss some cheese on top of it. I'm going to make some rice on the side. You know, something simple, something easy.
He said, "Did you get that?"
Hold on. But we're gonna go get a swing, a crib and changing table, and a couple other things, a baby bath and stuff like that. Well, I told the lady about that had the crib because she was going to meet us somewhere. Her and her husband were going to meet us, and we were going to pick it up, and everything's going to be good. So it ended up that I told her we couldn't make it because I was having problems with the car, and she said, "Well, I've already got it loaded up in my truck. Why don't we just deliver it to you?" Yeah, I had already asked them before because I didn't know exactly when I was going to have the van running. Um, if they deliver it, I could pay them an extra $5-10. She said to that. She said normally they don't, and they couldn't make it out here and stuff. Well, they ended up making it out here, delivered it, and oh my god, it's such a nice crib. I don't have it put together; it's kind of in pieces still, and it's a huge changing table. Um, and I mean, I've been clearing out the room. The room that we're turning into the nursery has been my office. Well, I've been cleaning things and clearing things out, and it's been my office because uh,
And
it's a room that we have to replace some flooring in, and I've got to get everything cleared out of there. That way, I can replace the flooring. But I've had so much stuff in there over time,
you get my charger.
and then, but yeah, it's the back of the crib comes up to here on me, if that gives you an idea. It's not one of those small little cheap cribs. We got it for delivered to our house, $60,
Plus a bunch of bedding.
and they gave us a bunch of bedding, a bunch of crib bumper, a nice crib bumper that on with the theme that we've been wanting, and all kinds of stuff, receiving blankets and all kinds of stuff. So, yeah, it was well worth $60 to have delivered to our house. But anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to avoid your question, adventure. Yeah, my live streams are generally about cooking. That's why I name it cooking, evening cooking chat. I do a lot. All my cooking is homemade. It's all from scratch. It's things that if you were to Google something, you would get the recipe. And I make it that way that people can see, hey, if I want to cook this and I'm going to Google this, how is this going to turn out? How is this recipe going to turn out? If I want to make a loaf of bread and I don't know how to do it, I'm going to Google it. That's what 90% of everybody does. I find the recipe that way with the things I have at home. I don't have expensive cooking utensils and gadgets and gadgets. I don't have a big KitchenAid mixer. I do everything, well, 95% of everything by hand. And it really kind of shows people how to do it the right way. If a recipe is going to flop or something, it shows them how it's going to flop, how it's not going to be right, or how great it is. So,
You let no man know you like the money?
no, I didn't. Yeah, I'd have to text him. Yeah, everyday person cooking. And not everybody's a cook. But if you want to know how to make a loaf of bread and you don't, you're going to Google it, watch my live stream. You'll be able to see from start to finish exactly how it's done. For what? Oh, yeah, the big, huge loaf. I did a loaf of bread once. Um, I did a loaf of bread on a live stream once, and I didn't realize that the recipe that I was making was going to be a double loaf. Was a recipe for 2 loaves because it wasn't very clear in the instructions and directions. So I put it in the pan, and it was pretty big in the pan. I let it proof up, and it ended up, I mean, getting huge. The loaf of bread was as big as my head. Seriously. So, so yeah. There, like I said, there's a few hiccups with our car that we got, but like it was a cheap car, and I'm not going to expect perfection with a cheap car, as long as it's something cheap that's going to be. I mean, because I can take the time to be able to fix it if it's nothing too drastic with the engine, because I got a driveway and not a garage, so things are open to the elements and can end up wearing out real quick that way. But this hose, something simple to fix. I didn't know because they didn't really, they weren't thinking about it. It was just one of those um, normal everyday things to them with this vehicle. And so it's just a hose, and it's just a pain in the butt to get to because it's in a really tight spot. So, so yeah, that's what's been going on with me and why I haven't been live for the past few days or almost a week. Mm. I'm finally getting over this cough, and now I'm having it has been for the past, 3 weeks, a really dry, raspy, nasty cough. And now it's getting to the point where I'm actually coughing. It's a wet cough now, and I'm actually getting things out of my lungs. So I'm getting over it. Mm. Which is a good thing because I'm ready to get over it.
Yeah. You get over it, and I get sick again.
Yeah, Ashley's hasn't been feeling good today, so. Thanks for whoever else just joined me. I really appreciate it. Tonight's just kind of a chit chat night. It's been a really, really busy day, past few days, and I haven't been live because of that. do some Mexican style rice-a-roni. That's what I'm cooking for the side. Well, hi, Ozarks Junkin. I've seen you in some other live streams. I think I may have seen you in my live stream before. What part of the Missouri Ozarks are you from? We're not in the Ozarks, but we are in Missouri.
That sounds pretty good.
Okay, cool.
About 2 hours from here.
We're just outside of St. Louis. So we're on the opposite side of the state from you, but we know that area pretty well. Okay. Okay, yeah. So you must be around, if you're south, you're probably around, no, Nix is a little too far. It was that Buffalo to the north. Could be west in Republic. I'm trying to remember. It's been so long since I've been down there. Wisconsin, cool.
Never been to Wisconsin.
Generally, I do some pretty elaborate dinners and stuff. But Highlandville, I've heard of that. Never been there, but I've heard of it. Normally, like I said, normally I do elaborate dinners, and I show my viewers. I do my live streams. They're called cooking chats because I like to chat with my viewers while I'm cooking. Could be anything: homemade pizza, steaks, ribs. I mean, the whole gauntlet varies as to what I do on my live streams with you guys. But my past few days have been extremely busy. Today has been very busy, very tiring. We are. I'm in the middle of fixing my car. It's nothing that I can't drive it with, but it's something that needs fixed on it. Getting my house ready and prepared. I'm getting a nursery prepared and together, and we're getting ready to have a baby here within the next 6 months or so. So we've been slowly gathering things, and we got a crib and changing table today, and so much has been going on in the house that today's just a what I call burrito casserole night. Sometimes we have leftover nights. Sometimes we have a whatever you can find in the fridge and cabinets night. And I'm sure everybody has those. But tonight's, I'm making it, but it's something simple. Oh, okay, yeah. Cape Girardeau is
Maybe an hour.
about an hour south of us. We're in Jefferson County, but we're in the extreme northern part of Jefferson County, Arnold. Okay.
Gas coming out from everywhere. Oh wow.
Oh, 50 years old, baby, huh?
Ain't a baby no more.
Yep, it's not a baby anymore. It's still their baby, though.
Yeah, right. It's always gonna be their baby.
I did that wrong.
Way to go. Slim Shady.
Yeah, it's not. We have an 11-year-old, and we are in the next, well, as soon as she has it, adopting a friend of ours' baby. It was an unplanned pregnancy, and what?
Say her name.
No.
Last time.
And she can't deal with something like that right now in her life. So we have been trying, and this is the perfect opportunity for us and her. Oh wow! Okay. What did you do? What was your occupation?
I'm closing Steve up. He's in his room.
That's fine. For those new to you, new to my live stream, you just heard Ashley, my wife. She just underwent back in August gastric bypass surgery, and that's also a big part of my channel and my videos and stuff. Her progress and everything like that. Since August, since her surgery, she's lost over 100 pounds, which is an amazing feat. Not everybody achieves that, even after that surgery. But we have a rabbit that runs around in the house. He's potty trained. He gets up on the couch with us and likes to hang out with us. We let him out of his cage through the day and lock him up at night. Repair. Okay, that's cool. Did you repair vehicles or just general maintenance or? Oh, and for those of you that don't know, I the reason I look down is because I'm reading you guys' chats. I have my iPad down here, my camera up over here. Okay, well that's cool. I'm sure that involved a lot of welding. I can weld, but it's iffy. I don't do it if I don't have to.
I'm trying to get my throat stop hurting.
I know.
Feels like
Take
if
some
I
of that cold medicine, sweetheart.
vibrate the back of my throat, it feels better. I can smell the burritos.
No, that's the rice.
I smell Mexican.
It's rice-a-roni Mexican style.
I won't eat any of it, so.
I know.
Why are you looking at me like that, man?
You what?
Yeah, I was giving you a look.
Oh.
So I asked her why she was looking at me like that.
Oh wow. That's a lot of traveling. You need the enthusiasm, huh? Yeah, I don't know where Freaky Geek's at. He's missing my live stream though.
He's been MIA for a minute.
Yeah, I don't think he was in my last one either.
I hope he's like doing okay. Or he's doing okay.
Well, thank you, Ozarks. I greatly appreciate that. Any
Andrew.
viewership is better than no viewership,
Andrew.
and that's why I don't have many viewers that come in my live streams. But it doesn't bother me because those that I do have, I like to get one-on-one with and chit chat with. I like to get to know people, where they're from, what they do, things like that. Just like I show in my live streams, I like to get to know people. That's a part of my live streams is, everybody can use a friend sometimes. Even if it's just somebody to talk to on a live stream. That little bit of recognition that you get could brighten up your day.
When you're homeless now. So I'm gonna travel to everyone on YouTube for a free vacation. That way I won't be homeless.
Monica, you
Lawnmower demo derby. That sounds fun.
Monica. Well, so are you talking about like riding lawnmower demo derby, or do you turn push mowers into riding mowers and do it that way? That would be cool. That would be a feat.
What is heirloom seeds?
Heirloom seeds. I could use some heirloom seeds. I'm going to be planting a garden this spring. Heirloom seeds are the original seeds in a line of seeds. Um,
I would.
heirlooms are what the different types are made from. Like you crossbreed this type, and then you crossbreed this type, and then you get this type. The heirlooms are the originals.
So is that how they get banana kiwis and things like that?
No, that's how you get different variations of tomatoes. You get like beefsteaks and um, uh, the juicy reds and all the different variations. They come from heirlooms, the originals.
So yes, right mowers.
You're gonna be a bum, huh? Is that gonna be your profession? You gotta watch that Everett live stream quite a bit. I know you're in there all the time.
Got one for the bros.
Gotta learn from the best. Although now you get a it's automatic ticket if you sleep or automatic arrest or something. I was reading.
Let I do my job.
The rider mower. Okay, cool. What's your favorite brand? Do you prefer Briggs and Stratton over Honda? Do you prefer? I mean, there's all. Do you like Murray's? Oh, that's cool. That sounds really awesome. Baker Creek Rare Seeds and Seeds and such. I'm gonna have to check that out. I just have a small little spot. I live in a trailer park. Yeah, I know, but I have a little. We have a rather large yard compared to a lot of others here, and
Strings.
I'm going to be. Hi, Stringfield. How are you doing? Well, you're not really missing much with dinner tonight, String. Um, I've been so busy today. I had an issue I had to fix on the car, and I am redoing one of the rooms to become a nursery, and it's just been so busy today. I'm doing basically burrito casserole, and what I'm doing is I'm taking frozen burritos, I'm cooking them. I'm gonna be. I've got some Mexican rice that I'm finishing up, and that is it's simmering now. It's gonna take about another 10 minutes. I'm gonna layer that in the bottom. I'm gonna put the burritos on top, and you can pick the rice off of it. But it's gonna help moisten the burritos because the shells are kind of dry. And I'm putting cheese on top, and it's gonna actually be pretty good. Greenhouse getting set up, huh? That's awesome.
John Deere's too expensive there, though.
Yeah, I wouldn't demo Derby John Deere either. Yeah, they're way too expensive, way too good.
She still can't get over the steaks for the other night.
Oh, you liked those, huh? I'm glad you did, because, oh my God, they
I
were
wish
so
we could
good.
afford to buy it again, man. I want a steak so bad.
Just to let you know, they weren't cheap steaks. We wanted to treat ourselves. We haven't treated ourselves to something really, really, really good like that in a very long time. Ribs, that's a mild treat sometimes that we do once every 6 months or so. Um, uh, and I cook those really good. You guys saw those a couple weeks ago. But steaks like that, those ribeyes, for the three, it was $36. They were $12 a piece. So they weren't cheap steaks. And they were so tender. Oh. But yeah, I grilled those, and I mean they were perfectly done the way we wanted them. A really really good medium. I had a few hot and cool spots on my grill. That's the one thing about charcoal. If you're not cooking something long, you want to have a lot of charcoal in there because you want to get that really hot all the way around. I didn't put near enough charcoal in there because sometimes it's a waste. But when you're doing something like that, you got to. So there was a couple cool spots on the steaks, so they were a little bit more medium rare,
But I like that one.
but they were so good either way.
What? Why are you staring at me? I didn't do it. I promise. Come here then.
Strong frame but weak rear end. Okay, good to know that about John Deere's. You're getting them for $6 a piece. How are you getting? Huh?
They were.
How are you getting them for $6 a piece? Where are you getting them? I need to know that secret.
But they're $6 a
These
piece.
the ribeyes we had were 1 1/3 pounds a piece. The fat that melted off them wasn't even 1/3 of a pound, so they were over a pound when we got to them.
This didn't get last long.
A 3-rider mower for Derby mower. That's cool. So I'm just waiting on this rice to finish up, and I'll show you guys kind of how I'm putting the burrito casserole together. It's all Murray. Okay. Now, would you say Murray's are okay? What would you say is better for like durability, Murray's or Briggs? I know Briggs lasts a long time, but like putting them under that kind of punishment, what would you say was better? Now, what's a 4-5 derby? I don't know much about motor derbies. I've seen a few on like TV and stuff like that, but I've never been to one. So I'm curious about it.
What we should do is put the bed together, like semi together, and put it over near the corner so we get better done. That way we can put stuff inside it.
I don't know how it would fit.
I'm just trying to brain scatter here.
I know.
We can't keep it outside because the weather will burn. That's why we put
Yeah.
the chain cable inside.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Stringfield. Sorry, I missed your comment. We have a butcher shop that we go to. We've been once, and they're like really good. Um, it's up in St. Louis, so we got to drive a little bit. But we got how many pounds? Was it like 60 something pounds
It was a lot.
of various cuts, from hamburger to we had some ribs and that, from to whole chickens, um,
Steaks. Pork steaks.
pork steaks, all kinds of stuff, pork cutlets.
Also,
It was like $265 or something like that for
it was $2.95.
60 some odd pounds of various cuts of meat, and there was 3 whole chickens that weren't even included in. So well, that's cool. Gotta stir my rice here real quick. Don't want it to get too mushy. Turn it up a little bit. That way the water can cook off. $6. Wow. Yeah, I would have torn through those like a tornado. I would have bought so many of those ribeyes, it's not even funny. Ribeyes are my favorite cut of steak. Um, I mean, you can do so much with so many other cuts of steak, but ribeye, you can't burn out on a good ribeye. You can't get burnt out.
You just can't afford it.
Well, some people can.
The lower class. The poor folk.
Yeah. So you guys ready for the Super Bowl tomorrow? Okay, I've got to ask, who's everybody rooting for?
Sleep.
It's tomorrow evening.
I'll be sleeping. I ain't watching Super Bowl.
No, last one you watched was the Gap. That wow, that's a long time ago. Well, just so you know, it is the New England Patriots against the Los Angeles Rams. Used to be St. Louis Rams,
I'm sure you know that.
but they burned out of St. Louis a couple years back, about 3 years ago. What wasn't it like 3 years ago, 4 years ago?
Something like that, yeah.
And like totally left our city in the dust. And now they're going on to the Super Bowl. So yeah, St. Louisians and those of us from around the area have a rather disgruntled attitude towards the Rams. And even though New England are a bunch of cheaters, like the game that they played against Kansas City, paying off the refs. I don't like the Rams enough to go for them. So it's a Kansas City is AFC, so I'm going to go with the AFC team, which is New England. You're not far from Packer Stadium. Cool. Yeah, it's up there in Green Bay. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I got my burritos. There's 8 burritos in here. They're all frozen burritos. I just cook them in the oven. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you guys what I'm doing here. I'm going to take them out, and my counter's clean, so. I've already got these cooked. They're all, nice and hot, warm enough to eat. But I want to make this into a little casserole. Casseroles have several things to them. So one of my several things is rice, burritos, back in, I'm going to kind of push them in there a little bit. That way they get the juice from the rice in there. So they can moisten up. I want to put a little layer of cheese. So we all love cheese here. Did I say we love cheese? Yeah, we love cheese. This goes in the oven for about 10 minutes. Yeah, big, huge bag of cheese. It's a 2-pound bag. Sharp cheddar. So that's my frozen burrito casserole. Oh yeah, bacon and cheese. Bacon goes good with cereal, as long as you're not putting it in the cereal. I mean,
Well,
Nah, you eat bacon on the side. You don't want to dilute the bacon flavor with the milk.
I think I might want a salad.
Okay.
I'm not gonna really eat a salad.
No, you won't.
My eyeballs
Yeah,
are bigger than
eat
my
a salad
stomach.
later if you get hungry or something. So yeah, that's our dinner tonight. It's something simple, something easy. I'm just not. Maybe tomorrow I'll do a nice complicated dinner because I haven't done one in a while.
Good luck on that decision. I might fry potatoes tomorrow.
Yeah, could do some fried potatoes. And
I don't like the potatoes.
what was wrong with them?
They're too charred. They taste like burned butter.
I'm sorry. Okay, guys, I'm not the best cook. Ashley just called me on my fried
you
potatoes.
can't cook fried potatoes. That's your only downfall. You can't cook fried potatoes.
Ashley just said I can't cook, so
You know what, mother? I want to hurt you.
y'all heard her. She said I can't cook.
I said, don't be putting words in my mouth or taking words out of my mouth. I said, you can't cook fried potatoes.
But the words "you can't cook" are in there.
I didn't say you can't
Am I
cook
right?
at all. I said you can't cook fried potatoes, dick. Don't make me.
Okay, guys, I can't cook fried potatoes. I suck at it.
You're gonna make you snap. Go be on the next episode of Snapped. I think everybody left us.
Yeah, I don't even think Monica's in there anymore.
No, I don't think so. I think she left us. Traitor.
All right, Stringfield, it was nice to have you come in tonight for at least for a little bit. I really appreciate it.
Have a
Everybody's
good
leaving me,
night.
so you have a good night, and hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. Watch for my notification. I know sometimes they don't like to notify everybody, but
When is this Mack truck gonna stop running me over?
when it runs out of gas,
This fucker needs to hurry up.
oh, diesel.
Oh, it needs to hurry up.
Yeah, I know.
Ugh. It's like it's worse in the morning and worse at night, but during the midday, I'm fine. I think I got bronchitis.
That's not good.
Got a little stink butt. I was
Yeah.
even that close to her.
So if you're still here, wave your hand. I'm here. I know I'm boring. Sorry. Tonight's just one of those nights.
Blah. Blah. I'm gonna go yell at Monica. Call her a traitor.
Andrew, go get me a green towel or a red towel, please.
Yeah, red or green?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, don't mind. Just get one.
It's sudsing up a whole lot more than it used to. So
I How much did you put in?
Not much. Like 4 or 5 squirts. I'm gonna have to rinse it like 3 or 4 times to get the suds out. A nice little. It's okay.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. Well, if you're still here and I don't see it, I want to get going. Dinner's done. I'm gonna eat. I'm gonna sit back, chill, and have a good night.